From the Carl Chevrolet Studios in West Des Moines, welcome to Iowa Live. I am Lou, and can you believe it? It is February 1st already, which means we're just 2 weeks away from Valentine's Day, and everybody knows a lot of activity on Valentine's Day might happen to include proposals, very popular time of year. But when you're talking about marriage, you need to look at the whole picture, and that's why we are chatting with our good friend Kim Baer this morning. Hello, Kimberly, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you, Lou?
We are great. Can't believe it's February already. And in the next couple of weeks, a lot of people are going to become engaged. And there's some things we need to talk about when it comes to marriage that is very important.
Yes, and I'm not trying to rain on people's parade, but I thought maybe today, since we're coming up on Valentine's Day in the spring, we would talk about prenuptial agreements.
Now, when we're talking about prenuptial agreements, you know, a year's gone by, back in the day, as they say, that was something you never really talked about because it was a sign that things weren't going to work out. But that's not necessarily the case anymore, is it?
It's really not. I mean, in today's world, people are, you know, pretty busy. Usually they're waiting until they're older to get married. It might be a second or third marriage. And so people are coming into a marriage with property or inherited farmland, or maybe even a business. And so it's just smart to put something into place that's going to protect what you have coming into the marriage.
Okay, let's get down to the basics here. What is a prenuptial agreement?
So in Iowa, a prenuptial agreement is an agreement that you're going to sign with your person that you're getting ready to be married to. And you have to sign it within 6 weeks of the marriage, prior to the marriage. So in other words, if you're getting married, you know, June 1st, you need to, you know, sign it by between April 15th and June 1st. And what you do is you basically, you can exclude just a few pieces of property. You can exclude only a business. You can exclude farmland, or you can say, here's everything I have, here's everything you have, and anything we both have is just going to be treated separate if we were to get divorced.
Okay, and that type of agreement, that's commonplace for you, isn't it?
It really is. We see people doing them all the time, and usually it's nothing that people are fighting over. Everybody's getting along fine, and so it really is not a death sentence to a marriage, and it's not telling the person that you think you're going to get divorced. It's just being smart.
But there are some limitations to a prenuptial agreement, aren't there?
Yes, there are. You cannot use a prenup in Iowa to limit child support or alimony. The court retains jurisdiction to order alimony and retains jurisdiction to order child support as well. So.
All right, what happens if, you know, again, we want to stress the importance of one of these agreements, but what happens if a couple does not have a prenuptial agreement in place and they do divorce? What would happen to the property?
Right. So just a couple of examples. We've seen some cases where maybe there's farmland that's in the family, and it's the husband's farmland, but the wife helps the husband during the marriage. There's no prenup. And when they go to get divorced, the husband says, well, it's my family farmland. I had it before I married you. The court in Iowa has the ability to say, well, no, that's not really fair, and we're going to divide up some of the farmland. Same thing with regard to a business. If you have a business and maybe your spouse doesn't help with the business, but during the marriage, your business really increases. There could be a claim that maybe the whole business, or certainly the increase in the business, needs to be divided.
Right. So even if the spouse did not help with the business or with the farm, they still might be entitled to a good chunk of that if you do get divorced and you don't have a prenup in place.
Yes. I mean, in general, the courts treat inheritance as separate property. So inheritance is treated separate unless we have some situations where it's just not fair. For example, with the farm. But if you have a business you've started, or maybe you've got a 401k and you're getting married and you have $200,000 in your 401k, and you just want to make sure that that is separate if we end up getting divorced, then you're going to want a prenup agreement.
All right. So what do we need to do to protect ourselves and to protect everybody that's involved?
Right. So if you already have a lawyer, give your lawyer a call and ask them about the terms of the prenup and what the cost is. I think in our office, if the terms are all agreed to by both parties, think the fee is $750. We can only represent one person, but we certainly can draft all of the paperwork. The key is you just have to make sure you sign it before you get married.
Okay, how long does it usually take to draw up a prenuptial agreement?
Oh, usually at the most a week. And we've had people call and say, hey, we're going to Vegas next weekend. Can you get it done? And if it's an emergency, we can do it.
Okay, that's awesome. People want to get a hold of you, Kim. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Sure, just give us a call at the Baer Law Office, 515-279-2000, or of course, the 515 injured works as well.
All right, Kim, you take care of yourself, and we will talk to you next time.
Okay, bye, Lou.
All right, bye-bye.